Greetings, Guardians, and welcome to another Guardcast IRL here live here on YouTube. This is your adult entertainment, and I hope that you enjoy the evening's festivities. Now, first, tonight is the episode 102, and we're going to be discussing about Destiny 3 style hard reset. And I think that can kind of, there's been this topic being kind of thrown around a little bit, and I think that we could kind of go about it and kind of get some ideas. But first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Armalite, and Hunter Main, and I'll be your host this evening. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please do subscribe, do the YouTube stuff, hit that like button so that way we can feed that algorithm. Now tonight, it's not just me you're gonna have to listen to. So I do have at least one person that is going to be our tonight's guest. We actually had a nice little 101 for a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and hell, it might be really cool where we can actually make this a regular thing where you don't have to just listen to me forever. So all right, so what I'm going to do, I need to switch over to my Discord. And let me go ahead, swap over to this scene. And see. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. Haha. There we are. Hang on a sec. I had this all set earlier. There we go. Is that a little better? Trying to get those blinds out of the shot here just a little bit. Okay. Even though you can't really see my banner. Yeah, I need to get this all set up. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and start this stage here right quick. We're gonna start the event. Hell yeah. So basically, just to kind of give you an idea, this is my Discord where I kind of do anything and everything on, and this is how I plan on doing like guests, call-ins, and all that kind of good stuff, so we can hear from viewers like you, and yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm gonna see what can I just, it won't let me do that. Okay, let's see. Okay, hey world, if you could if you raise your hand, then I can actually put you in. I figure it'd be like a drag, but it doesn't work like that. I guess you got to raise your hand if you're in the Discord and if you can hear me. Oh wait, never mind. Here we go. We'll just do this. I'll invite him to speak. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there he is, and I see you in the audience as well as Killa. All right, so tonight's topic is going to be basically the Destiny 3 style reset, and let me kind of give you the kind of the idea. Actually, first off, so I'm a little rusty on having guests on, so I'm gonna allow you to introduce yourself first. So let's start there. You can introduce yourself, And also if you have any other affiliations like Twitch streamer or YouTube content or anything like that, you're more than welcome to shout that out as well.
Thanks, man. I'm World. I am the founder of the Void Clan on Destiny, and I'm also affiliated with Ash's Mythos organization, which is pretty cool. It's a little org, it's a little gaming org. But I'm just a gamer. I stream a little bit on Twitch. Shout out World Eater, World X Eater. If you ever want to watch me play games, sometimes I play fun stuff. Sometimes I play scary stuff. Sometimes I just play fighting games, get my ass kicked. Depends on how I'm feeling that day. But
Okay. And you were talking about, we were discussing about how you used to play Destiny and then kind of came back. Why don't you kind of let the people know about that, how that experience?
Yeah. Well, being someone who's been on and off with Destiny and had like a love-hate relationship with it since it won, it's very eye-opening to kind of get to experience the game, I guess, as a noob every single time because you kind of get that fresh experience of kind of seeing what it feels like to be, getting that first-hand time or first newcomer experience when they first play the game. Even if you have done it multiple times, you get to kind of feel what it feels like to be at that low level, and it's kind of cool. I mean, from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, I would say Destiny 2 is a lot easier as a new person coming in and out of the game compared to 1. 1 was a little bit rougher around the edges, but I would say, but 2 was not too. 2 is not too bad.
Right. Yeah, I would say back in the D1 days, that was just for me it was more of, I just played it solo. I think I came in, it was shortly after the Taken King, because I think it was on sale, and it kind of intrigued me. I seen the commercials, it looked kind of fun, and I really did enjoy D1, but D2 came out and I was like, I was kind of iffy on if I really wanted to play that. So I kind of stayed off it, and it wasn't until like when Warmind and Curse of Osiris came out, right? And that was it was on sale for, you get like the whole Destiny package for like $30. And I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and try it. And it wasn't really till I actually started mingling with other people where getting into like a clan and stuff like that, I think that's when my interest of Destiny kind of really shut off. But
Yeah, I think Destiny 2 definitely more so pushes the emphasis on multiplayer. I think 1 was more, 1 was still kind of, I guess you could say, Bungie's on a building stages, infant stages, since they were just getting out of Halo and sticking with mostly a single player storyline and stuff like that, and having just a single player mode. So
mhm.
I think having that coming from like 1, going from Halo to 1, they were still kind of learning how to really get the community together in modes and in different types of ways. And then in 2 comes in, and then they're like they really got their understanding on how they want to do it. I mean, you could even look at the DLC layout they had. 1 with 1, it was mostly 2 small DLCs and then a bigger DLC at the end that was kind of like bigger, like Taken King and stuff like that. And then in 2, it's now just 1 big DLC that has everything in it all at once. Yeah, you're paying a little bit higher of a price, but you're getting so much more. It's sometimes depending on that you're bang for your buck. So I think they kind of figured out a method to kind of how they want to do things, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. So okay, so I guess let's we can actually go into the topic. And
Hard
like I
reset.
was, yeah, the discussion that I've seen, especially Twitter, is kind of the main place. I'm pretty sure it's being discussed like on Reddit and elsewhere. But the idea is either Bungie goes ahead and literally starts like after Lightfall. That would basically be the end of the whole Light and Dark saga, right? So we would have that, but what comes after? And they said that this we're not done. Destiny's not done. So let's see if so the idea is starting with Destiny 3, it would be like the hard reset. Everybody starts all over. Now, I've also had like some of the discussion was also even doing that in Destiny 2. So take everything that you have now, if they continue on with Destiny 2, would people accept losing all of their shit that like you spent hours upon hours grinding, you know, for the weapons that you've either forged together or crafted, weapons that you have, you know, like for raids, you've done like 50 plus clears, stuff like that. I kind of see where some people like, I can see what they're talking about, but I don't think you could do that in Destiny 2. You would literally like, yeah, I understand. Like one day Destiny 2 is going to be shut down, right? I mean, we've seen this like with Halo, you know, where the old Halo, like what was the last one that the servers got shut down? Was that like Halo 3, I think? I can't remember which one it was,
I mean,
but
they still have the Halo collection, so technically all of them
right.
technically are still up.
Yeah. So anyways, but I can't see that Bungie can justify doing like this hard reset within Destiny 2. If it's where you're wanting a completely new story and new weapons and all of these things, I would think that they would have to literally have Destiny 3 on the table. That's the way I see it. I mean, of course, you know, one day the servers are going to shut down. We know that's inevitable. But I mean, if you look at D1, you can still play D1.
I can see where people's anger and fear and frustrations are coming from. But I think one of the things that a lot of people are forgetting, and that is like kind of a big thing that with Destiny is that it has it's a story that's continued since the first one. They've had legacy. They have a monument where you can literally get legacy weapons from the other game and seasons that are past that they don't do anymore from the other DLCs. So what
Right.
I think one of the things that I could see justifying something like a hard reset that I think a lot of people aren't taking into consideration is that they could do a hard reset where it could be a brand new game, but since, you know, Destiny is still connected to the other games of Destiny, that your character would probably be more along the lines of like a legacy character, or, you know, if Destiny is a different form of beast altogether, you know, with your old character could end up being like, you know, every person gets their own personal mentor that they get to see that's their character, you know, from their legacy or something along those lines. Because you know, I don't see Bungie just kind of, you know, hard resetting and deleting the history that people have made with a lot of these characters. It's not like Destiny 1 where we weren't with those characters for a long period of time. There's a lot of history and there's a lot of characters that aren't here anymore, you know, with Destiny 2. So I think with that being said, I think that one of the things they might do that I could see justifying that is maybe making in some capacity your guardian a legacy mentor or legacy character or something along those lines where you can kind of, you know, utilize them in some way. Because at the end of the day, we still also don't know what form of beast Destiny 3 may be when it does
Right.
come. You know, it
Well,
could be the same thing or it could have something altogether new that we've never seen before. I mean, you know, you never know. So, I think so far, I think we can put trust in Bungie. I don't think they've done anything, you know, too super egregious. I mean, people. I mean, people have their opinions on certain DLC or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think that at the end of the day, they drop a good they drop a good product every time. Majority of the time, they don't miss. So I think we should at least have the benefit of the doubt with them. I now if they start dropping hints that this may turn into something else, and then everything gets wiped, then forget what I said. I'm wrong. Burn Bungie down with pitchforks. But until then, I think that we should just hold off for a little bit and just kind of see where they might lead us. Because with Destiny being a legacy type of game anyway, I don't see them just outright deleting off people's characters, especially with the time we spent with Destiny 2. I don't think that they would
Yeah.
just outright delete people's characters. That would be some malicious ish
I
right
think
there.
I think a lot of it is more of, okay, like the idea is basically, starting Destiny 2, but would people accept it for if they did make, or if they were going to make a Destiny 3, would they accept that your stuff's not coming with you? Like, it's staying behind.
I
And
think
for me, like if Bungie came out and said Destiny 3, and they're like, I mean, we all know it's inevitable that the old gen, like PS4s and whatever, the Xbox Series S, I believe, is the previous one, that's in line with PS4, those are going to get left behind, like, and they almost have to be. And that's kind of, I know it's unfortunate, but that's kind of inevitable that could be a possibility that would happen. But I would think, like, if they're going to drop a Destiny 3 on us, that's for new gen only and PC, and let's say they created a whole nother engine, a whole new storyline, but it's still Destiny, I would be all for it, and they can just leave everything back in Destiny 2. I could always go back to play Destiny 2 if I ever wanted and still have all my stuff. I would think that would be a better route for me, like, in my opinion. And I only speak for myself, but I think there would be a lot of other people that would agree with that sentiment as well.
I guess it all depends for me what the beginning of Destiny 3 entails. Because I can justify, personally for myself, I can justify restarting if the beginnings of Destiny 3 are something that is akin to how I felt when I just started Destiny 2.
Right.
Where it's kind of like I am restarting again from the beginning, and like I don't have like I don't, like I told you earlier, I don't really have a high light too high of a light level, so it's kind of restarting again all over again. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like but Destiny 2 has such a insane opening for me that it was kind of like, okay, I can justify restarting because this seems like this is a whole new beast. If Destiny 3 has stuff, I guess if Destiny 3 has content that is justifiable for me to restart the game, I think I could be okay with it. Also, it's also the thing that since Destiny is probably hands down one of the best live service FPSs out, I
Right.
think what they could do is they could pull a Call of Duty with with one of their modes. Since I mean
Mm.
Crucible is kind of this has been the same. I mean besides Iron Banner, there's in some different modes. I don't Crucible's kind of been the same for a while. So I think they could just kind of bring that over again. So I don't I don't know. It's interesting because at that point also you could also think about it too, that with that being said, that also could justify them not getting rid of Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 would also have a tie-in since it's free. It's not like it really cost them anything besides just doing manual updates every time. and just not drop any new content, but just keep the Crucible. I mean, yeah, people would kind of get bored, but I mean, it's
Well,
kind
how
of
would
one
you
of those
feel
things.
about like if they separated the Crucible?
I've been
Let's
saying
say like
for a while to
Bungie,
do that.
I, but like what we were talking about earlier about with the whole player base separating, you're going to separate the entire player base
The
if
PvP
you
player
do
base
the
is always
PvP
going to be.
portion.
I think the PvP, in my opinion, from my personal experience as a PvP player, I don't. As long as there is a option for me to do PvP, I don't think that they, because Crucible's never really changed much besides Iron Banner, which was cool, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's been it's kind of the same thing as the normal mode. So I don't really think Crucible. I don't really think Crucible will be a problem. But as I said, as we talked about earlier, though, with Destiny 3 would also come with a whole other beast if they got rid of hard resetting it. They also talked with Gambit also not being as popular as it should be. That mode might not be there anymore. So it's kind of like if if there's one less mode, and on top of that, people have to reset all and restart from the beginning. mm, I I think they're running into a problem. Not only just people not coming back because of lost legacy characters, but then people also not coming back because there's only two modes technically.
Yeah. No,
And
like I don't think that you can like I know
I don't
like
know. I
it
don't know.
seems everybody a lot of people say that it's like, well, Bungie caters more to the PvE side of the game and not so much of the PvP. And it's like, yeah, but
That is true.
and
That is
I've suggested in the past like to help cater more towards the PvP side because I trust me, I love PvP at times. You know, I'm an old head. You know, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, especially, you know, Black Ops 2 is like my favorite. And, uh, you know, playing PvP here, it's like, it's a lot of fun, especially when you stack up and you got buddies that you can go play with. But I was thinking, like, okay, well, why not like dedicate an entire season that is like PvP oriented or like out of the I mean, it's probably too late now because we only have one more DLC now after Lightfall. Like, you know, we're in Lightfall now. All we got left is the final shape. And I was going to suggest, okay, well, each time you drop a DLC, you would have like two seasons and you alternate one that's like really PvE driven and the other one that would be PvP oriented, you know.
I think we just need one mode. I've always said this. I've been saying this for 2 years. If they just added one mode to Crucible, I promise you, everyone would just shut up about it. I
well,
promise.
share,
It's
share,
all right.
spill
So
it.
because most people that like playing Crucible, a lot of these people have come from FPSs. They're generally playing Call of Duty too. And what's one mode in Call of Duty that you can play that's kind of nice? It's the ground war mode, where it's just like 24.
Yeah,
Just give me a mode where
dude.
it's 10 on 10, and it's just mayhem. I can ride my Sparrow around. Like, you have maps that's big enough for it. There's enough players for it. Just give us a ground war type of map for Destiny 2 or Destiny 3.
And
I
that would just
promise
be
you,
the Crucible.
everyone, and put that in
Fuck
the
the
Crucible. You can,
6v6, the
no, 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 no,
3v3s.
no. You can
No,
put
just
put
go
like
balls to the
you can
wall,
you
open
can even
world. Yeah.
replace it with like make it like Gambit. Put like NPCs in there, so like you can put like the Vex, so
Actually,
like
okay.
have like the
Yeah.
dude do like little Gambit thing, so like he flips his coin, so it's like the enemies in the environment itself on the map will be a certain faction,
And it
but
rotates. Yeah.
the mode is based off of you versus the other team.
That's
So, but
actually,
there's
that
yeah,
sounds
kind of
like a
like
lot
Call
of
of
fun,
Duty,
actually.
kind of like Call of Duty. I
Bro, that
swear.
actually, it has some like AI enemies that are in the game, like in the mode, but it's like a team versus team, you know?
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
like a massive, like 20v20 or some stupid shit. But
I think it
I don't
would
know. I don't
because
know if it
the
that would
the
have to be
only
that would be a hell of
problem.
a battle. Like
That's
Jesus
the thing, because
Christ.
the only, and I think another thing that they should also do and fix is the team size for competitive, because I don't know if other people have talked about it. Me and my friends complain about it all the time, but we might be just a small, loud minority. Is that
Yeah.
the 3v3? I understand it for teams and strike teams, but it's just one of those type of things. Just make it five.
I would
Just make it
say
five.
I
Make it
you know
5v5.
I
Just make it five
think
v five. It would make it. It would
I
make
wonder if
competitive
it'd just be
so
1v1.
much better. Nah, because competitive with 1v1 would be unfair because of the fact that level advantage is on. So because level advantage is
Yeah.
on, you you can
We'll turn
just
that
smoke out
off. I'll just
person.
flip a
They yeah,
switch. It's that
it's
easy,
competitive.
right?
It's competitive mode though. It's a specific mode in Crucible for competitive. So it's kind of like they have to. I think they just make it 5v5, add more players to it, so that way it's it's easier to get 5 people than it is to get. It's easier for me to get 4 people to hop on and just play on like a competitive match instead of 2 people that want to sit here and get smacked up on by a 3 group of friends or 3 clan members. Like it's a little bit hard. I just can't justify just playing a 3v3 competitive mode and that being the only mode that is considered competitive in
Mm,
Crucible. Technically
yeah.
is the only mode that is competitive. My rank doesn't mean ding-a-ling unless I play competitive mode, and that bothers me.
Right. Oh,
So I think
I
that
did
is
have
one thing
a
that would happen.
I did do a TikTok not too long ago that it was kind of, so I'll kind of run this by you for when it comes to like the PvP. Um
Lay it on me.
okay, so the idea is it like, okay, think of a private match, right? And
That would be beautiful. Custom matches.
yeah, see, or you could customize stuff and everything, but let's give it a little twist, right? You would go in and you can adjust it, like fine tune it, like supers
So
or no
Forge.
supers.
So you're talking about Forge.
Yeah,
You mean Forge?
that everybody seems to focus like that. That sounds a lot like Forge, but you're not map making. You're not editing the map. You're
So
just
Forge without the map
adjusting.
so Forge without the map editing, basically.
Yes, but you're just
That's not
editing
bad.
the matches, and people can fine tune it so that the community, they can find that sweet spot for like things that would work for like trials. That would give you the opportunity to be like, hey, I want to see if we did this 5v5 if it actually works really well. And after you can actually submit it, where you would be the author of that match mode, and it would get placed
So
onto a leaderboard where everybody in the community can actually upload it or just like enter it,
so
and
like
it would automatically set you up and you could just start it, and whichever the most popular one that people play, it would be at the very top. And it could be like categories, like you could set it up where this is more for competitive, this is more just to kind of fuck around and find out type shit.
so Forge with Trials Fusion map making
No map
map making
making,
mode
no
and
map
well
making.
not map making, but if you ever played Trials Fusion, you can make maps and like make trials maps, and then people can like rank them, and like it's a leaderboard, and like the best ones are on the top. So like a mix
I
of
don't
that,
think that the
mixed with that,
Bungie's,
mixed
I
with
don't,
like a
that
cut
would
like
work.
mixed with like community servers like Battlefield,
Yeah.
that could work. That could work. That could work. That could
I was
work.
trying to avoid, I was thinking on the current engine. So that's the reason why I kind of kept out of the
I don't know if
map
that'll work in this.
editing. But if Bungie decided to do like Destiny 3, they could probably implement this if they're on a better engine. And then they could go ahead and throw in the map making, let the community build some shit. I mean, I guarantee you that kind of shit would keep content creators fucking busy forever, dude. And it would be a competition on who can make the best map, and it would be the best plays. And then you get people that will make content on, hey, we're going to try so and so's map and we're going to test it out, see how this runs.
The
And
only problem with
like
is
that
sooner or later, it's going. The the only thing about that is that it's gonna end up like Skyrim or Fallout in terms of specifically for anyone that's played, for all the people that play PlayStation or Xbox versions or PC. No, not PC. No, yeah, PlayStation, yeah, PC as well. After a while of making mods for free, the company realized that they weren't making any money off of that. Because the thing is, like, that's cool in terms of like
well, there's an easy.
exposure,
Well, you're
but
not
at some
doing.
point,
You're not
but, like,
doing it mods. It would be something that
not
they
like
could even keep
mods,
in it
but
behind a
like,
paywall. So like
but
they
like that's
would
what I
make
mean, though.
that.
Like the Elder Scrolls, they didn't. It wasn't just mods that they were having behind the like the wall, behind the wall per se. Like they ended
Yeah.
up making a thing where like, so like they made it a thing where it wasn't like you couldn't make stuff. You still could make stuff. But the thing is that they made it so you had to send it through their thing. So then that way they are making, so you kind of lose ownership of it in a way.
Well,
Like,
the idea behind it is like you set it up like Minecraft, right? Where you have these simple elements, these things do simple things, but let the player create the world that they want. And you could
problem is
probably
that
implement that. And that's the reason why, like, even if you didn't want to go with the map thing, but just matches where you can fine tune it to however you're liking, like you can have the supers on, off, or you could set how long they charge up, the slower charge time, really fast charge time, whatever the case is. And make like, and that's the reason why I figure, just the matchmaking or match creation itself, not so much on maps. Plus, it would be easier for them, and then they could place it up on a leaderboard. And that maybe that's an element, like you can't access the let's call it foraging. You can't access to make those modes unless if like you have the most recent DLC.
the only thing is though is that how would that wouldn't be able, how would that work specifically for competitive people? Because PvP, because there's PvP, but inside of PvP is competitive. Now we can do that with PvP, but when it comes to competitive, playing on maps that are custom wouldn't work. It would have to be only specific, and that would make people mad because then they would feel that they are missing out on a specific part.
Well,
of the
this is
game.
still like, okay, so there's a progression to this, okay? So this is not where you submit your matches that you have created and it gets placed into the pool that would be in rotation. Okay. So this would be like, okay,
Custom,
it gets on
that's the point I mean. Like custom rules wouldn't work for a competitive mode when the competitive mode
I don't
can't
see
have
why
custom
not.
rules. Well, it's a competitive. In competitive mode, it's supposed to be official. There has to be official rules for the game
So
because
what would be
it would
the
make it as fair as possible. If you have
right?
custom rules that people just kind of put in the game, someone somewhere can say, not saying that I would, but there is, in order a company would want to avoid a situation where someone can have the claim of saying this game was unfair because of custom rules, regardless if it was unfair or not, because of the fact that there are custom rules in the mode or on the map itself, that they have a claim to saying that they have some form of claim. Not saying it's true or not, but the fact that they would have some form of claim would give the company negative eyeballs on them that they would not they would re- re- relatively would like to avoid. So I think
Well, it sounds like
instead of I
competitiveness.
like your idea. I think
It's a
instead of the
very strict
mode,
rules.
I think the modes instead of the modes. I like your idea though, but instead of the modes, how about the maps? Because that's why I was thinking a map creator. Because if people make really cool maps modes are one thing. Modes with rules and stuff are one thing, but a map is different because the rules are official, but the map can be a viewer submitted or whatever. Dota does it all the time. So I think maps, I think that same formula you just said, but just with maps for competitive and then modes for like everything else, I think they could do something cool with that. I could see something cool with that because then they could have submissions for both sides. So then you could have the people that want to do that want to make actual whole different modes for the game. They have their thing, and then people that want to be like the best map creator ever to exist in Destiny ever can do that on their side, and they can feel like they're contributing if their little map ends up on the competitive pool. They'll be like, ooh, look at me. My little map I made is up there. So I think that would work. I think that would work. The only thing we're missing is we do not know what Destiny 3 looks like.
I know,
I just
that's the
need to know
thing. Like,
I just need to know like
are
a
we even
picture.
going to be guardians at that point? Like,
That's
that's
another thing I
another
was
thing.
wondering.
I don't know. Like, what would Destiny 3, if they did Destiny 3, would it really even be Destiny? Because,
How would you
like,
feel
what the
about them
hell?
making Destiny 3? And I thought about this, and I don't know how other people feel about it. I haven't said this out loud. Only I said to myself and then told my girlfriend. That was about it. So how would you feel if Destiny 3 was in the viewpoint instead of the Guardians? Because you hear if you play the game and you read the lore of what the people the groups are saying, there's so many different factions in the game. What if they flipped it? Instead of you play as Guardians, you get to pick which faction faction you play as under, and you can play that way. So you can play as a Vex, a Fallen, a freaking Hive, or a freaking Cabal. That would be sick. That would be kind of sick because that way you would still be in Destiny, but it would give you a different viewpoint. And I think there's so many doors with that because the fact that there's so many different factions within the lore of just if you just reading off just the because so I don't know about other people, but I have to sit there and go through all the triumphs, and I try to not read everything, but there's so much stuff to read. But
Oh,
there's so
yeah.
many lore, yeah, there's so many factions and stuff that you could have a Game of Thrones. Like I've always said this, the game Destiny could make a Game of Thrones esque RPG game where you just play as a different faction and just make it still Destiny. And I
Hmm.
would play, and I think people would play that. I legitimately do because Destiny has such a deep lore that we only get to see one side of it. And I think because of that, and because of the fact that there isn't really a lot of Destiny spin-off anythings, there isn't any spin-off mobile games like that. There isn't any spin-off TV shows or movies or anything like that or animations. So it's kind of there's so much untapped lore there. There's so many different avenues that they could go with Destiny 3. And that's why I think this is probably I don't think you see this with a lot of games where the game the game itself has never given you any real information about itself that they could go any way with it. And people in general would just have to be impressed and just surprised because there's so many different ways they could go. Dark Souls does it. I mean, Dark Souls, yeah, they change their game every single time, but they're all kind of technically all connected. And it's only if you take the time to read all that information. And it's the fact that they're able to just not give you enough information, but give you just enough that they can switch the game each time and give you different like views and lores on the world that they're building is something that you don't see a lot of games being able to do. And Destiny has a very cool opportunity to do that with 3. So it's very interesting to see kind of this hype being built around 3 even though that we're not even done with 2. That's I think
Well,
was
we
the
don't
coolest
even
thing
know if
about it.
there is going to be a 3. That's the thing.
That's the thing. That's the whole
We
thing.
don't
Like,
know
there's
if
so
that's
many
the
different
thing.
avenues, man. There's so many different avenues.
I think I mean, the way how I understand it is that once Lightfall drops and we go through that entire for next year, and then once we get to the end of that, that's going to be the end of the Light and Dark saga. But there's
Yes.
still more. But it's still intertwined. Like, one of the ideas that I thought would be kind of cool, and it didn't hit me until like once we started seeing Lightfall. But at the end of this, you know, we kind of have this ending moment where, you know, okay, Destiny 2, we're done and we're moving on to the next big thing. And if they would, let's say they do come up with Destiny 3, or they call it something else, but it's still related to Destiny 3. But let's say we actually start the game and let's say we're the Cloud Striders, but we're Cloud Striders before we showed up as Guardians. So we played through a whole entire storyline because they were completely isolated. They were from our planet. They were from Earth, but made their way and then secluded themselves, right? But we would live out as Cloud Striders then. And then by the end of that is where we intersect back. This could be like 10 years down the road, dude. Like 10 more years down the road, we stopped playing Destiny 2. And we've been playing as Cloud Striders. And then there's this intersection where we first meet the fucking Guardians that we used to play, dude. Oh my God. That would be fucking epic, to be honest.
So I have a question for you, Arm.
What's up?
Because Arma, the streets have been talking.
Uh-huh.
The Destiny streets have been talking. I mean,
Uh-huh.
me and my friend mostly, because we just noticed it. I feel bad about it. All right, I just want to preface this by saying, I feel really bad for anyone that is a fan of Amanda.
Amanda Holiday?
Listen.
Why? Why?
I
Dude,
didn't even realize she died. I didn't even realize she died.
Spoiler alert. You're a little late to the party if you haven't figured that out yet. Shit. So
I walked into talk to Big Bad Legendary Guardian Titan, and I saw a memorial, and I was looking for the spaceship lady, and I was like, yo, where's Amanda at? Yeah, I saw a memorial. I was like, oh, she died.
She died, bro.
So apparently, people are very. I did not know we had a lot of Amanda Holiday fans. Apparently, people are ticked on how she died. Now, I understand. I can understand in terms of if you've played, for all the people that have played Destiny 1, that she was a very integral part of that game. She helped with the races, and she also, from then on to 2, she was just an integral part of just your character's growth and everything like that. And I understand. I understand people having a very strong attachment to her. But I also want to play devil's advocate for just a second. Besides giving you that basic green ship, what did she do for you lately? Because
I mean, okay, like, yeah, like, I think it's not really about what you got out of the relationship. It's more of like Amanda Holiday has been around since day 1 of Destiny 1. So
but see, that's the thing though. You can say that,
but because you didn't get no bounties, you know.
I would care like the dude that does the dude what's that stupid EXO's name? That does
Banshee?
the gun stuff.
Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee could kick rocks. It is what it is. It's just
I think Banshee is like a secret badass, to be honest.
No,
I think he would. Yeah, I think he could. I think he could whoop Icor's ass.
See, I feel like the reason people are mad.
He's a sleeper, bro. That boy is a sleeper.
I feel like
He
people are
just
mad is
forgot.
because
He forgot shit.
Clyde. I feel like people are mad. It's all because the fact that Amanda, because like you said, Amanda was such is a legacy character. I think the reason people are so uptight about Amanda's death is because our homeboy, well, not my homeboy, I could care two less about that stupid XO. I'm sorry. Clyde, Clyde died. Boo hoo. And because Clyde died, he had
You
a whole
mean
cinematic
Cade?
and everything.
You mean
Cade,
Cade?
Clyde, Steven,
It's
whatever his name
Cade.
is. I don't care. That just shows you how much I care about that stupid XO. Now
Gary,
Savala died.
it's goal.
If Savala died, now that would hurt. That would hurt me. Now that would
Well,
hurt.
that might be a thing coming up, to be honest. So
It better not be like Amanda. She better not just blow up in an explosion.
I
Just
hope it is. I hope I see Commander Zavala's bits and pieces flow through the sky. To be honest,
that's kind
I
of.
know he's boring, but
What's up, Jay?
was good.
How have you been, bro?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna. Well, since you're here, you're gonna have to give us our daily wisdom. We'll let you think of one. So.
People popple life is awful.
Who do
So
you think's gonna die? Who's do you think's gonna die next? Besides Zavala.
The guild master, the one with the falcon.
Hawthorne?
Hawthorne, what?
Why?
I mean,
Exactly.
I mean,
No, that's the point. She has a horse. She's a falcon, bro. You don't kill people with a falcon.
it's like I think
Falcon, just
the chick with the bird.
Bro, she's the only person. She's the only person with an attachment to an animal that's like cool in that game. Like, let her live. Just let her live.
And she
Take
gives
out
you
someone
clan
else.
shit. It ain't
Yeah,
great.
take somebody else.
Take someone
take out-
else.
Take,
And she
what's
wears
the
a
lady
poncho.
What's the lady from the synth stuff? From the synth thing. From like the synth thread stuff. Take that lady out. Take that stupid XO
Which
out.
one?
Ada 1.
Yeah, take out
801.
Or take out the Gambit dude.
Mara.
The Gambit's got to be gone anyway.
Drifter?
Get rid of that guy. Get rid of Drifter.
The
Get rid
Drifter
of
is actually
Drifter.
funny though.
Oh, okay. Seriously, people say the same thing about Cade. Look what happened to him.
He died.
He died. He got shot.
Yeah, eventually though.
Alright.
I know that.
Hey Jay, since you're here, let's get your perspective. Okay.
What was he think?
All right, we're going to talk. The show is tonight's episode is about like a Destiny 3 hard set, or a style Destiny 3 style hard reset. So I know that there's a lot of the conversation of in the community where people are talking about like either in the game doing a hard reset within Destiny 2 or doing a Destiny 3, but you don't get to bring your shit with you. So what would your thoughts be on that?
I'd be fine with making a completely new game.
Like just
I would be
be done
with.
with it all and starting a
Yeah.
brand. And besides, like what World and I were talking about, like if they make a Destiny 3 and Destiny 2 is supposed to be the end of the Light and Dark saga, what the hell is Destiny 3 going to look like? So it might not even make sense to bring half our shit. Like, are we even going to be Guardians at that point? Like,
Yeah.
because
I feel
we're guardians by
it-
the ghosts, and then the ghosts were from what we know are from of the Traveler, which is kind of funny because the Witness was able to take control of our ghosts. Spoiler alert if you haven't played.
I
But
feel like if they make a Destiny 3 and it's the final end between like black, darkness and light, then they should probably make it so that you can one be born as any race, like choose different races to be born as apart from exo-human and awoken.
Right.
Add to the actual character development, they could do that. Two, they could get more varied weapons and play styles just by adding new classes. New classes entirely. They'd have to figure that out. How that work in universe and like chemically and like in the game.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that. I definitely, yeah. Like
And
if
I
they,
feel like they should go for an entirely new story, like plot point. Not like nerf you entirely like they did at the start of Destiny 2. Like at the very, very start.
like, what would you like? What would you think? What would you think? What would, in what perfect world, what would be a perfect world start, in your opinion, for Destiny 3?
To be honest, one where there's not like an overall. I mean, I'm more for like game like Warframe, where you just go
Ah,
from mission
yeah.
node to mission node, but at the same time, it's kind of boring. So like the open world setting is a lot more interesting. In that case, I do prefer sometimes playing um the fucking Hobbit game. No, not the Hobbit. Fucking the the Harry Potter series. My bad.
Oh, Hogwarts. Oh, that game is
The Hobbit.
slaps.
I know. I got to like level 35 or 40 almost right now, but I've been procrastinating on everything because I don't have any, you know, no motivation to play whatsoever.
No, I feel that it's a like I'll hop on it. Like I had to delete it off my system because it would just be days I'll hop on and just look at it and just look at all the stuff I have to do and just be like, yeah, you know what?
Nah,
This was fun
not
when I was just like whizzing spells and just like learning new spells in the beginning. Now I'm like a day job. I'm good.
about all that.
I'm all good on that.
Maybe if it was my day job, I wouldn't mind it as much, but shit.
Like I'm not even a big Harry Potter fan, so like this was like first open eyes just for like for me ever, just being in a Harry Potter anything. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I still think it's kind of It's kind of it's. I'm not gonna say stupid anymore. I've stopped saying it's stupid. I've stopped. It's not stupid. It's just very silly. It's very silly. Grown
Dumb.
men. After a while, it goes from being children to grown men whizzing sticks saying fake little words. It's
Hey, hey,
very,
hey,
very
hey.
silly.
You're messing with a culture that you have no business messing with, man. Telling you.
I digress. I digress.
Some of
Anyways,
us grew up watching some of that shit, all right?
Hey man, Lord of the
We
Rings,
we
bro. Just
stuck with our
come over to the good
nostalgia.
side. Come over to the good side. Lord of the Rings. We got all the good stuff. We got beasts.
Hey,
We got wizards.
Lord of the Rings, especially playing it on the Xbox, the original Xbox, dude. Oh
I'm
Play
man,
good on my
Conquest.
I was
Conquest.
Legolasing it up like a motherfucker, dude.
You ever play Conquest? Lord of the
Conquest?
Rings Conquest. It was like Star Wars
No,
Battlefront, but they just made it Lord of the Rings. It was the greatest thing they
no.
ever made, and they never remade it, and it hurts. It's only on three. It's like you can't even buy it anymore, bro. Like it hurts. It's
Yeah,
so
no,
garbagely good. It's like
no,
Battlefront if it hated you. It's like if
no.
Destiny. It's like playing Destiny 1 for the first time ever, but it's like after everything came out.
Right, right.
That's what it feels like.
Uh, I remember that feeling
Yeah,
because I
yeah, you
took a
know what I'm
long
talking
hiatus
about.
from Destiny, and then like everything came out, and I just came back, and I was just like basicked out. I had basically nothing, and
They're like, yeah, you can rise up.
I went
You
out.
can
I
rise up
went
to
out
level
to
one.
Earth, got absolutely hounded by the House of Wolves that I couldn't even kill because I didn't have the DLCs.
Uh,
Yeah, you couldn't kill DLC enemies if you didn't have them.
See, yeah, that was
That
the thing
is
about Destiny
weird.
1 that like
That
that was
is
the thing about Destiny
weird.
2 that you don't see in that like people don't if you play Destiny 2 and you never play Destiny 1, like you'll never experience the things that us veterans had to go through. Like Destiny 2 doesn't allow you to play DLC stuff. Destiny 1 wouldn't even tell you. It would just let you
Well,
go there and then
not.
let you get slapped up a little bit and then be like, "Yeah, nah."
You
I think.
can't do
Well,
that.
you're saying like with Neomuna, we're if you haven't played or if you haven't bought in the DLC, you can still interact with Neomuna. I mean, it's kind of
Like you can
pointless,
go
but
like
But
yeah,
I
like you
didn't
can go
have
there, but
it
like you can't
unlocked.
go. Yeah, like but you can't go to like before I got the 30th anniversary, I couldn't go to Xur at all. Like I couldn't even look at that area or like
no,
look at that
yeah,
place or anything.
no,
That's what I mean. Like Destiny
yeah.
1 would it was like you could go to that planet. Go ahead. You just can't do nothing on it. You're just gonna get slapped up for no reason. Doing
Well, fuck
patrols that you
it.
can't
Neo
do.
Muna, man, it slaps you regardless. Oh my god. I actually the one event that rotates weekly or daily, I believe. It rotates around the map. Um I went ahead and
Wait, you
put in
do
my
public events?
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
sort of like a
You
public
put
event.
yourself through that?
Yeah. You can get
I'm
some good
not
loot.
riding down through the stupid planet, getting assaulted by, getting laughed at by random guardians while I'm trying to do
So
patrols. I'm not dealing with that.
no, like it's not doing patrols. It's doing the live event that
Well,
they that rotates.
sometimes
So,
I gotta do the patrol.
but I was able to put together my an Arc Strider build because I was kind of lacking in that area for Arc to put into like a loadout. And I did the Hunter 1-2 punch, Liar's Handshake build, and I gotta say that shit kept me alive. Like I was able by myself to get it to progress to the final stage, like by myself with that fucking loadout. I think I didn't really start really dying until I was on the final spot, but luckily like one or two other people finally joined. But I just started it and I was like, you know what? I want to see how well this build actually holds up because this is like the toughest fucking area right now. And I want to try to see if it holds up with these enemies. And I was just dodging, punch, dodge, punch, and I got my 1-2 punch shotgun, and I was using a tractor cannon. So I would pop the boss with a tractor cannon, switch to my shotgun, blast him, and then punch the shit out of him, punch him again, hit him with the shotgun, and basically deletes him. I was like, holy fucking shit, this is nice. But I was actually shocked I was able to stay alive for so fucking long. But yeah,
Because you're a hunter, that's why.
yeah,
Broken.
a master race.
class,
Yeah, that's right.
Busted race.
Well, if you go Titan, it's just easy mode.
Lies. Lies. Everyone
It's just
thinks
easy
lies.
mode. No,
We're so
bullshit.
nerds.
I could
We're
prove that
so
shit. No, I could prove that shit. Guardian games.
We talked
Guardian
about this
games.
earlier.
Guardian
we talked about this
games.
earlier.
Did you
We
not
have
remember
one
last year's
good
Guardian
sub
games?
ability.
No.
One good sub ability. We have one solar. That's it.
Okay.
Striker, garbage. Striking, lightning, garbage. Void, garbage. Stasis, garbage.
Are you kidding me?
Lightfall, garbage. We only have one good one. Y'all, you stupid broken class, you can use every single one of them because all you get is a gun. You just get a gun or a weapon that's on fire. Ooh.
Wait,
I got a
you're
flame
talking like
revolver.
one golden gun.
I got one
You're
gun.
just,
Get a
you
staff
just,
too.
yeah, we get a
too. You
staff.
special.
We get a
Get
staff
special.
and a
Right,
bow.
Gambit.
Yeah.
Gambit.
And you just punch everything.
That's the point.
And I could
That's
prove,
stupid.
and I could prove putting on Titan was easy mode because everybody switched over to their Titans whenever we had that one Guardian games. Because
Solar is
somebody,
key.
because apparently somebody found that there's an easy mode, and you just ran your fucking Titan, and everybody went on Titan. Like it showed me that there is not as many hunter mains as you think.
No, there isn't. Well, I don't see them because I only play Crucible. I hop on, I play Crucible. Nobody dare. You don't play Who plays Hunter on
I
Crucible? 'Cause you
do.
wanna get
I play
slapped up.
Hunter. No, I
That's
will
why you get
smack the
slapped.
piss
We
out
will
of you with my
slap you.
bow and
We'll
hand
hit you
cannon.
with a hammer in the face. We will throw a flaming hammer at you.
And you'll
they-
get I'll make your ass look like a unicorn with my bow.
Now, see how I haven't said nothing about warlocks? Because warlocks are just special. They're a special
They
breed.
are special, you know. They're like the
So
middle
what do you play?
child.
So what do you play? What are you? What are you, Soul? I haven't even you quiet. You're real quiet. Start calling out hunters, man. What's going on?
I'm a warlock, bro.
Ah, see, I have a warlock, so
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
understand. We're quiet because he
Warlocks are the middle child, you know.
they're so dangerous, but they can get slapped up real easy. They're like they're super squishy,
Yeah.
but they
I'm
can
real dumb.
Yeah. Well, I like being a hunter main because, you know, we are squishy and the girls like squishy.
Too bad y'all look weird without a cloak.
Oh, please. We just look like a really skinny titan.
can wear
That's
yeah.
basically what we look like. Just a skinny ass
yeah, that's
titan.
gross. And that's wrong. That's why Titans never wear anything that's not like. If you wear skinny armor as a Titan, this is no offense to anyone that wears skinny armor as a Titan. I don't want to call anybody out. I don't want, be yourself. That's
You're
perfectly
gonna
fine.
somebody's gonna
But-
feel attacked.
But it sucks to suck. But if you wear skinny armor as a Titan, what are you doing with your life? Why? Why
Why do
wanna
you
look
need to
small?
be looking like a big bulky motherfucker? Like what the
You're a
hell?
Titan.
Who cares?
Titan. That's the
Who
point. You're supposed
cares?
to look like a bro.
You
If my
slim
Titan's a
yourself down.
girl,
It's called
you would never
strat,
know
bro. It's called strat. All right. You make yourself a
Correct.
smaller target, but
You're
you're still
supposed
like a
to.
tank.
My Witherhorn will hit you either way. I don't care what size you are. It's a one size fits all type of weapon.
You're supposed to look like an off-brand Patrick Star.
I guess.
Look, at least, all right, I'll respect people that at least wear the armor. If you wear like the regular looking clothes as any of the Guardians besides the Hunter, like if you just wear like a t-shirt and like the pants, like no armor, you're weird. No offense, you're weird. What you doing? Going into combat with your street clothes on?
Okay, I feel personally attacked right now.
Bro, you're gonna run in the
I'm
back with
squishy
your
anyways,
strap
dude. The
and
armor does
Nikes.
nothing for you, bro. It does nothing for you. Like, it's just
I'd rather-
cosmetic. It just makes you
me
look
feel-
cool.
It makes me feel more safe knowing that my teammate looks like he's actually ready for
He's like,
combat
I
and not
gotta
that
feel
he's
like I
ready to
have
shop
like
at our local mall.
1,000 pounds worth of metal on me. Even though it
Hunter
makes
got some-
no
Hunter
difference.
got the newest Nikes that just came out with some slacks on. He wanna talk
Yeah, they're
about some,
called
"I'm ready for
stompies.
battle." Get out of here. Get outta here.
And bro, like I don't even use stompies. Like I use them more for like a utility when I'm playing like PvE content, like jumping puzzles and shit. Like that's the only time I ever put them on. Everybody's like, "Oh, just put on stompies and it's just automatic win." I'm like, "No, it doesn't. No, it's
So
not."
The streets want to know. The streets want to know, guys. The streets been talking.
Oh, what
The streets have been
what's the
talking
streets
again.
been asking?
The streets have been asking. What is the worst weapon class in Destiny?
Worst
The
weapon
worst.
class?
Like the worst. Like I mean, not even just like all. It's
Well,
kinda
well,
garbage
let's
here and there. I mean,
define
like,
worse. What's worse?
useless.
Like altogether, it
It
doesn't
can
matter.
be taken out of the game, and in everyone besides like 4 people, and one of them's probably named Steve, would be upset about it. That's about it. That's about it. It can be controversial. It can be controversial.
Okay,
I
is
think
it
bows should be
PvP
allowed.
or PvE
Anything.
though?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything. Like I think bows should be taken out of the game.
Fuck
Bows are
you.
stupid.
All right,
think bows are
no.
dumb.
You can kiss
Bows are
my
dumb.
ass.
I
All
think
right,
they're dumb as
bows are
why do I
fucking
need-
amazing in
There's
both
like
PvP
4
and
different weapons
PvE.
that are
I mean,
one-shot.
dude,
Why do I need a bow?
my beautiful love monarch has got people bitching
Sidearm.
and whining on Twitter right now.
Use a sniper, a freaking fusion.
Are you
rifle.
kidding
Use a
me?
frick-
No.
freaking
Why?
shield.
Why?
Use
I
all
shouldn't.
the
No,
things.
I am going to use whatever the fuck I want to
Yeah.
use. try to tell me, hey, I don't like what the weapon they're using that's actually in the game, so play with something else. And I'm gonna be like, fuck you. I'm gonna make you look like a goddamn unicorn the whole match.
Bows
No.
are the most
Hell, even
use-
PvE, it
useless-
works. If you make the right build, it works, bro.
Yeah, but it does work on PvE because everything's standing still and like man.
Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
PvP, that thing. I'm watching people sling arrows at me on PvP, and it's sad.
Uh-huh.
Because they're
Yeah.
just shooting them and they're missing because
That's because they don't know how to shoot. You haven't met somebody that knows how to use a bow then. I could change that. I could change that for you.
I've been killed. More
You'll be
times
like, oh my god. No, then you really want bows out of the game because then you're. And besides, if all they do is miss you and they're like pointless, then why take them out? If they're no threat to you,
That's the point.
if they're no threat to you, then what's the point? It's like,
Fine, sword.
okay, well,
Fine, swords.
swords.
It's either swords or the new weapon they added in Beyond Light.
Hard.
because-
I would say like swords haven't really been OP since like the what's the one?
The only reason people still use swords is for movement tactics.
Oh, it's the one that we got. What was it?
Who's
I
really
think.
fighting you up that close? Like, besides Titans, let's be honest.
Wow.
Who's that close? Who's getting that close to you?
Nobody.
Well, a lot of
Nobody.
people use more swords. Really, like if it's in PvP, you're mainly using it for free peeking. So it's like,
Yeah, but you're also gonna look like that dumbass that's flying in the air and getting clotheslined because you just use that with your sword.
yeah, getting closed down by a sniper bullet. That's another thing that like it used to annoy the shit out of me when I first started playing Destiny, but it's when the warlocks and titans just float in the air. I'm just like, what are you doing? You're just making yourself a very easy target. Now I have seen I've literally seen a titan that I've tried chasing down, and that dude can literally float, dodge, and he moves like a fucking hunter in the air. It was unreal. I was like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
who is this man?
That man focused on nothing but mobility. and he
Oh,
made
it
great.
was stupid high, dude. It was nuts.
dummy.
I
Have you
was
seen-
like,
have you ever
God.
seen a hunter with low mobility? It's the funniest thing on the planet. They're so slow.
Oh, Arma.
So
Yeah, no.
slow.
No.
I
It's-
have a 102 in build.
You have a what?
A 102 intelligence build on my warlock right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's too high, but like cooldown time is decent enough.
At least it's not
that's
like
good.
in the like nines.
Yeah.
Nines.
Like I just don't I think also another either swords or this is controversial. This might be controversial. Oh, no, this definitely is controversial because I know there's definitely a lot of people that love this very specific type of weapon. I hate them. I think they're stupid. I think they're useless. And now with the new stupid leave thing, it's basically the same freaking thing. Fusion rifles, you could just get rid of those. I don't know
Yeah.
nobody talking
didn't-
about how they're excited for the new fusion rifle coming out.
Yeah. I've
People
never
are
really
more
been big about like fusion rifles. I mean, ever since it was the OG one way back in the day. It was Arc, and it was the first one that had the it had the reservoir rounds where like you get a kill and it explodes everything. Now we got like the null composure. Now it's like the null composure that we got. It was like a focused weapon that you got through the season, but it was the arc one that I really loved. But ever since then, I haven't really cared for fusion rifles. I mean I got a decent one that's like in my kinetic slot that has chill clip, and it's pretty good, but I really don't use it.
If you're gonna use a
Like-
one-shot weapon, why just use a bow? or
Well,
or sniper.
or I would say if you're gonna do one shot, like a shotgun. I think a shotgun is more utility for utility wise. I feel shotguns are better than fusions, and at times.
Yeah. What would you say then? A weapon class you would just get rid of, like useless.
Sidearms.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Sidearms.
Dude, sidearms haven't
Get
been
outta
good in Destiny since D1, bro.
They
Like,
just gotta go.
Dude, in
Y'all
D1,
are
sidearms
on your
felt
John Wick- y'all are on
amazing.
your John Wick-ish. That's why. I'm out here on my John
No.
Wick-ish. I'm out here
No.
sniping. I'm out here punching people. I'm out here friggin' just pistol
They
whipping.
just don't feel good like they did in D1. Like in D1, they were John Wick style, like fucking sidearms. It was amazing. Hand cannons felt like shit in D1. But now I'm a big hand cannon fan.
If you make shotguns primary ammo instead, because then that'll give people in PvP another weapon to use. Because if we don't have, because most of the time your main weapon is like
What? What?
because in PvP, listen, on
What?
Crucible, generally your main weapon is not like your main weapon is usually like a wither horn or like something that uses like actual ammo that you're not gonna have like off rip. So you usually have like a primary weapon that you usually have like a sidearm or like a. There's usually people in PvP that use like a sidearm or like a hand cannon or something like that. If you're getting rid of those, at least turn shotguns. Turn shotguns primary ammo.
No, because then they're gonna have infinite ammo, dude.
So
Are you kidding me?
I don't see a problem. with that.
You're trying
I'm
to burn the
See, you
PvP
can- no,
down,
no,
aren't you?
you'd
You're
be surprised,
trying
you'd be
to
surprised,
destroy
You would be
Crucible.
surprised. No, you'd be surprised with the amount,
Okay, the only exception you could do that, you cannot one shot.
with the ability. Yeah,
With
fine.
the shotgun, you literally you cannot one shot kill a guardian in PvP
unless
with a
close up
shotgun.
range
You would have to
headshot. The
nerf
only
it so bad if you
No.
want infinite
The
ammo.
only reason you would just have to make it an actual shotgun where it only worked close range. And the reason I say that is because with the new abilities they have, including Lightfall, the range in which you're able to hit people now from across the map with your just basic abilities is nutty. So I believe a shotgun as primary is worth it as long as you make it an actual shotgun and just lower the range of effectiveness, because you're not gonna get close enough regardless to shoot somebody with that unless they jump in front of you like a bot. There is no way, like the sword, there's no way someone should be that close to you in PvP. Now, yes, there are clips of me on my PlayStation that I will not share of me being close up.
So you're talking about like shotgun apes that run around sliding and like run up to you, you know, pelt you with the shotgun and then do a little Titan punch real quick and then it's just instant delete. Yeah. You're one of those, aren't you?
No, actually, I run around with a wither horde, and I just am. Yeah.
This
you
man's
make that
got
noise-
class.
You make that noise. That's what every person makes. That's the noise every person makes when I hop into a lobby and they see that I'm just using a wither horde, and that's. all I use.
Hell yeah.
I'm a dirtbag, and I'm a menace to society. And I'm not proud of it.
But hey, we're here, right?
I have with their horde and put in my primary slots.
If you don't use a wither horde in PvP, I'm just gonna put this out there. If you don't use a wither horde in PvP, you're bugging out. If you just want to be a god and just like get multi kills from just people being bots because they just forget, just whip it out, baby.
I find Wither Horde is very beneficial if you're like doing zone control. Like,
Oh my god,
it's
people
so
forget.
easy. People try to sit there and try to capture a zone, and then it's like, boop, you know, just pop a Wither Horde real quick and then take off. And every once in a while, you'll get the kills, and then they don't capture the zone because either they jump off or die.
How would y'all feel about now? This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be very interesting because it's something that Soul said earlier that I actually think is very interesting. That goes along with if they made a Destiny 3, a new class. Now I've been thinking about this for a while. Now with what they added that like spear type of thing, even though it shoots, What if
Glaive.
they added I believe. What if they added a phalanx type of class that had a shield, like a really big shield, and had a spear as like a
What?
weapon?
Like a
I don't
javelin?
know, man. No, not like a javelin. No, but like it was one of its like abilities. Like it was one of its like you know how this Titan has the ability to get like the Captain America shield. If it
Mm-hmm.
was like a class called the Phalanx, but instead of like if it was Void, one of its abilities instead of getting Captain America shield would be like a big ass shield and like javelin or like a fucking spear or whatever. Like yeah, you laugh, but like that makes sense in terms of the continuity of. I'm thinking in terms of continuity of the game. That would make sense because Titans make shields. That's what they
Right.
do. And one of their
Right.
shield options is a big giant tower shield. So
Right.
as a barricade. So it would technically make sense. Now in terms of like another hunter class, I think we just get rid of the hunter class.
Shh. Here's another thought. All right.
Just
If
get
they're
rid of
going to
the
do Destiny 3, okay, here's another idea. So
hunter.
let's say have you ever played BDO, Black Desert Online?
No.
No, because I don't want my laptop or my PlayStation to explode. I have a
Well, you
5,
can
but I
get it
did
on
run it on the
console, so
I know. I had it on. I had
but
it on. I have a
okay,
5.
so
I could get it on 4, but
every once in a while, let's say like okay, Bungie comes out with Destiny 3 and let's say you have 5 different classes, like different races, classes, whatever that you can try out. And every like DLC they come out with a new one. Like one to two, maybe 3, like 3 different classes that you could try out. Probably just one, but it builds up over time. So then you have like this whole list of different classes. Like you can build it up to like, fuck, you
they're
can
not gonna give
have
all
up
the
to like
classes
20
for
of
free,
them or
right?
some shit.
No,
20
they're not gonna
different.
give all those classes for free.
No. This would be something that would go towards with the DLC. Like you would have to purchase the DLC in order to be able to try out the new class. Kind of like
Depends.
Diablo does with like the Necromancer.
See,
You
that's the thing
know,
though.
like
That's the
they
only
added the Necromancer, but you have to buy that DLC in order to try it out. Or even ESO that did the Warden. You
I
would
would
have
say
to
ESO
purchase
and
whatever thing in order to be able to play as the Warden
I
to
would say
do that
ESO
class.
and Diablo would be bad examples only for the fact that one, Diablo only had one class, so technically it doesn't really technically count because it was a multitude. And 2, ESOs because ESO specifically, I would say World of Warcraft.
Diablo didn't have just one class.
Well, I mean, in terms of just like one class, you would just have to buy through a DLC. Like it was just one. Like besides Necromancer, you get all the other ones for free.
Well,
You didn't have
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they would
like
start out with Destiny 3 with let's say like the first 3, and then when the next DLC comes out, there's like
what I
this
mean is
new
though is
kid
that
in
it depends
kid in town, you know?
in terms of the DLC, it would have to depend on one thing and one thing only if it was doing that with DLC. If I buy, because it would have to be, if they do it like World of Warcraft, I would be fine with it. Which means if I buy the newest one, I get everything else. I get all the other classes. Like I don't have to just buy every single DLC to get every class. Like if I buy the newest DLC,
Well, okay, so let's say like you spent some time away and
it should
then
be an
decided to
automatic
come
update.
back.
Well, if you're saying that every DLC would have to be an update then of the actual game if they're going to add a new class. And if that's the case, then then the newest DLC that drops the new update that allows people to actually see all the new characters and everything from all the other DLC, I think that should allow people to, if you buy that, it should allow you to play the other because I mean there's no point to drop that. If you're gonna drop multitude of classes, there's no point to drop multitude of classes under multitude of DLCs that you're requiring people to play, requiring people to pay for in order to play them, not just see them, just to play them. Because there's a big difference in like if you like buy one DLC, you can see it and play it. It's another thing if I can see them, but I can't play them. Because then it's like if I can see them, it's like okay, the game's not like I don't feel like half the game is like broken. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
why
there's certain
if they do let out DLC, let there be a season pass that you can probably get at the beginning of the game.
like with the DLC, like they would drop like a season pass, like that would like with Apex, like how Apex does it, where they would drop like a season pass that allows you, or like Call of Duty with
No,
the season pass where it gives you the characters that were
no,
from like the other ones.
I mean,
no.
yeah, that
Not
would probably
pathetic.
make
Not
sense,
pathetic.
Yeah,
but you
But look,
those if they did it through seasons instead of DLCs, then those past seasons would have to be replayable like after they've passed.
yeah, that's fine. Just do it like Call of Duty, where Call of Duty does it, where every season, where if they just do a new season, they would just have
Yeah,
you would if you buy the new season, you can get old legacy characters. You just get everything from the old ones anyway, and the new
right,
one because you have the
right.
season pass. So it's kind of like it's the season pass, and I mean, the only thing about that is though too, is that the Destiny season pass would have to get better. Because personally, I think Destiny season pass kind of sucks ass.
I'm not talking about the actual in-game season pass we have now. I'm talking about the actual OG DLC term for season pass.
Oh,
Mm, okay.
oh,
I
Not some. Not. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not about that. I'm not about that life.
low key. I mean, I would take that too. Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
I'm. I'm
that's
not
something I
about
was.
this new
That's
gamer lifestyle, bro.
that's what I thought you meant at first, Loki. But yeah, that would work. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like in terms of like an update. Like if you buy something that like a season pass that just gives you everything, so that way you don't have to like. Because you have to think about it, bro. That's the main thing. The main thing about Destiny. I love Destiny 2. I do. I love Destiny. I love it. I love it to death. Love it. Love it. But freaking Christ,
Dude,
if you
content.
expect me to spend 50 beans
Oh no,
every
it's way
time,
more than 50 beans, bro. It's
it was
way more
50,
than 50
it was
beans.
then it was 60. If you expect me to pay 70 beans for a DLC every time and you're just dropping them on my head like that, you're bugging. And then adding new classes that I want to play but can't play because I'm like, "Oh, let me just wait for my STEM check to hit and then yeah, I can go and buy Beyond Light real quick. That's cool." Like I'm glad they gave Beyond Light for free. That's the main reason I came back. If you want to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I think that that should be like a regular thing, to be honest. I think everything up to like at least Witch Queen, like Witch
that's what I was thinking.
Queen, maybe you could still purchase it, but they would have it on sale. But everything prior to that, it should be just automatically free, to be honest. Because
Witch Queen does.
I've had certain people that came in that were like brand new, they just started playing Destiny, and I'm just like, I could see how it could be kind of overwhelming. It's like, oh, well, I gotta spend this amount of money to be able to get these DLCs so I can do these activities and
It's
then
the
try
main
to
reason I
build
would.
up to try to catch up. And it's like, I think that Bungie
If
could
there's
find
news
ways to
that has
kind of
every
streamline that.
It's the same reason a lot of people have a problem with ES. Like a lot of my friends and stuff have, and a lot of people have a problem with ESO. Is that ESO require like sometimes they'll just keep dropping all these DLC, and it's just like,
Yeah,
bro,
but
I
they kind of
got
get past that though.
they're cheap. The only reason
They
they're
have
cheap,
that
they're cheap.
monthly subscription that you could play them all.
No, you can't.
So
No, you
okay,
can't.
so let's
No,
say
you can't. You can
let's
play.
say if
The description allows you to gives you a bunch of stuff, but it does not allow you to play all the DLC. You have to still pay for Somerset, like the not Somerset, but the newest ones that come out. Like I still had
yeah,
to pay for Morrowind. I still had to pay
but
for
isn't it all
all
the
the.
old stuff, like
It's
the
only
old
because
missions, like
no, not
the
it's like
quests or
the whole
missions that you could play? Those
entire
are the
like the map, like the entire like the whole new DLC. Like when Somerset Isles dropped before
yeah,
they gave it to you for free, you had to
yeah,
buy even with the plus you just have to buy it. Like you still have
yeah,
to pay like the $20. The only reason that they get away with it is because it's like $20. It's because it's $20 for each one. So it's like it's not too
yeah.
bad. But
Well, I think so what about a subscription base? If Bungie decides to go subscription, would you
I've
still be
always
able to
thought
play
about
Destiny?
that. I've always thought about that.
And made
And
like the seasons probably
I
free,
don't.
but
The thing is,
but
I don't
you still have
know
to
if
pay for the
people would be
DLCs like
willing.
Final
I
Fantasy.
don't know if people would be willing to pay. Like, my thing about Destiny, like the main thing about what made people mad about Destiny 1 is the fact that it was always online. Even though, and you had to have and that was before like PlayStation Plus is how it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Like now, yeah.
But now
so,
you
like,
have to have PlayStation Plus and to do anything multiplayer
Yeah.
activity.
So like you're paying for that subscription, and then like you're also asking me to pay. Like I don't, especially with the price that DLC is for Destiny. I don't think people would be willing. As much as people love Destiny, I do not think people would be willing to pay a subscription along with the amount of. But they would have to lower something. Something got to get lowered. Like DLC, they got to give me something for free. Something. They got to give me something for free. Because I am not. If you're wanting me to pay a monthly or yearly, and they want me to give me their hard, they're already attacking your wallet. The least they can do is make the subscription like $5. Do
$5. $5.
RuneScape's membership was like $10 for RuneScape. Don't ask me why I was playing RuneScape. I still do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, shout out if anybody wants to watch me play RuneScape. I don't play it on Twitch, but I'll play with you if you play RuneScape. Let me know. But the RuneScape, $10, like $12. You get a membership and you get like a whole bunch of worlds and a whole bunch of stuff. If they did it like that, I'd be fine with it. But if they follow the Final Fantasy route, where if I don't have the subscription, I cannot play anymore, because that's what happens with Final Fantasy. You can't play no more once the subscription ends. Your gameplay experience ends. If Destiny does that BS, and you're making me pay $70 for DLC that require me to
I think they would be able to lower that price a little bit if we did have a subscription though.
What price would you be willing?
Okay, well
30, 20.
okay, are we talking like what kind of size DLC? Are we talking like
What size DLC?
Curse of Osiris Warframe, or are we talking like Witch Queen Lightfall size?
Look, Taken King was like $39.99.
Okay,
that was reasonable.
So $40, and and we had more we probably had more content in Witch Queen. We'll use Witch Queen as an example. We probably had more content with Witch Queen than we did with Taken King. And that was so the Taken King was at $40, but you also have to think of inflation. You have to think, this is not the fucking 1980s anymore where everything is $20. I mean, shit's gaming is going to eventually get expensive. Oh, it's hella expensive now, but
there's a difference between expensive and unreasonable though. If you're already expecting people, because you have to also take into, we also haven't taken this in consideration, and this is a very big point that people don't bring up. The game itself, if that game come out broken and I already spent $70 on it, and then you're also asking me to pay whatever amount for a subscription and whatever, like $50 for a DLC, oh, F you. I'm not playing your garbage. F you. No, miss me with that. I'll play Marvel's Avengers. They don't ask me for nothing. They give me everything.
But you see, okay, think of what we're paying right now. Like right now, for an entire year of content, I pay $100, right?
Which means $29.99.
I believe so. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, no, it is. No, I'm saying.
But I'm saying like but for like Lightfall, I pre-ordered $100 so that I would have an entire year. Now, a lot of people compare Destiny with like Final Fantasy 14, which has a $15 per month subscription fee. And then you have on top of that, whatever price they put for their DLCs. I'm not aware of it. But me paying $100 a year for content is still less than what you're paying for $15 a month. Like you're paying twice as much at $15 a month than you would be for if you just paid the $100 pre-order, and that's
Here's
for the
thing, though.
DLC and all seasons for that entire year. So
we're
if they're going to do a subscription, that should lower the price on how much the DLCs would cost, and they would be able to have more money because you're paying twice as much now. You're paying it's like $180 if you do it at $15 a month.
I don't think the only reason I don't think either A, a subscription would work in general anyway, or B, anything higher than like 12, 15 bucks is asking for, I mean, 15 bucks straight up is asking for a lot. And the only reason I say that is because Destiny has a very large casual fan base that just hop on, play a couple of times, and then hop off. If they have to, if you have to pay, like that's, I think, like, because we also haven't brought up into consideration for the fact that since Destiny became free, a large influx of people start playing it again, and a lot of people
Right.
start playing it in general. The minute they stop taking that free away, like it's what what I mean by free, and what I mean by free is it's one thing to pay for the game, because I mean, yeah, we're still paying for DLC and stuff like that, so we're still technically paying for the game and paying for content. So paying for like a new for like Destiny 3, if it was like the average price for a game that drops new, that is what it is. It's fine. I understand that. But what I mean is, a lot of that casual fan base, if they buy that game and then they also have to pay a subscription fee, and they're just casual players that just hop on and they enjoy the game just to play with their friends a little bit and hop off, and you're asking them to pay a certain amount a month just to play, I don't know if they'd be willing to do that. I know a lot of us would, but that large fan base that is just kind of casually playing with their friends that aren't as dedicated,
Yeah.
especially you would lose a large new player fan base that Destiny has just cultivated, and I think that would damage it. So I think instead of a subscription, I think what they should do, and this is going to be risky, it's going to be real risky. They should go back to Destiny 1 DLC format, which means drop 2 DLC that are kind of mid, drop a banger on our head.
Are they doing that now?
No, it's not. Because you know why they're not doing it now? Because each DLC is $29.
Okay, so we had Forsaken, that was the banger, right? And then we had Beyond Light, or we had Shadowkeep and Beyond Light, which we've seen what Beyond Light was. Oh my god. And then
still at least between 29 to 49 or upwards more dollars. Like, I mean, old school Destiny rules where they went like Curse of Osiris, $12.99. The other one, Hive Mind.
yeah, but you also got to think, it's people don't want that. People want, like, they want content that's good enough for their time. But also you got to think Bungie is doing like their content that's a slow drip, you know, kind of like a TV series versus just watching a movie. You know, they're kind of basing it off that, and to really extend the story out, so it's not like you just blow your load all at the very beginning and then turn around and, you know, well, I'm done and I'm going to go play something else. They do want to keep the activity up as high as possible.
Maybe, and this could be interesting because this goes along with the season pass idea, but I don't forget what game it is that I play that has it's Gwent. It's Gwent, the card game Gwent. I sound very old saying that. Gwent has a thing with their season pass where if you buy, it's a character, and now that Gwent is it's like a character each season, but it's like one character that you once you buy it, it stays there, and you can unlock the entire season. You can unlock its entire season pass, and it never goes away, and you only buy it once, but you buy whatever one you want. I'm not saying that they split it up that way, but I'm saying if they did like a one-time season pass or something, like a one-time, like long-standing season pass that you pay for once, Like it can be like, you know, a little bit. It could be like a little bit. I mean, Gwent's like $9.99 for each one, but go up, they could be like 24, like 25.99 or whatever. It's like something a little expensive, but you get it for the rest of the game. Like it never goes away. Like once you pay for it, you got it. But it's only for people that pay for it. So that way
Right.
it's kind of like you can still get it at some point. So like do it like, but that and like and what that means is like it do it like in a World of Warcraft kind of way, or like depending on how Destiny looks or how Destiny plays, if it's still the same type of Destiny that we're still kind of accustomed to in terms of its light level and classes, that they allow you to do things to a certain light level, and then you kind of can't, you don't get capped per se, but you can't really progress until you're
Right.
strong. And
Right.
then that way, but you still have modes you can still play. So that way you can buy the season pass and you're ready. Once you buy it, you're good to go. So that way it kind of like lets new players still play, but then it also allows Bungie to make some money on people that are diehards of the game that still want to that want to give money to Bungie, and allows those people to actually still benefit for being like, you know, day ones, because they've been there for like they've been on the season pass for a while. So they've been able to benefit for a while, and even the new people, they still get to benefit from all the stuff that, you know, from the last 2 seasons back or some shit like that, or something, nothing crazy, like 2 seasons back, like, you know, you get like the last couple, like the last 2 guns and like a skin or whatever, you know, something, you know, in like some engrams, you know, something just to, you know, to give back a little bit from stuff that you missed, but you still get the season pass. So that way everybody it kind of is a nice even cycle. It would kind of have some issues obviously in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it still all depends what the fuck Destiny 3 looks like, if there even is a Destiny 3.
Right. I guess that's like, I mean, we can make up all these fucking ideas on what Destiny could be, but goddamn, we don't even know what Destiny is gonna. I can't even imagine it. Wouldn't. I don't think you can make it Destiny. Like, I
I mean,
mean,
Destiny at some point,
the whole Traveler, Light and Darkness, all
hope
that kind of stuff.
you
It's
guys
like,
don't have, at least you guys don't, I hope you guys don't have what CD Projekt Red did to us. Because Gwent, they just gave up on it. I mean, they didn't give up on it, but they just kind of stopped working on it, and then they just kind of passed it to us as the community, and like that's cool, but like it then requires the community to be like to keep it alive. I hope,
yeah,
like I'm not I like, as much as I love Destiny 2 and the memories I've had of Destiny 2 and the legacy I've built on legacy all of us have built on Destiny 2, if they decided to move on from it but keep it alive, I don't I fear for a game that falls on the community to keep it alive, because at some point people are going to get tired of not having actual stuff to do. Like there's only so many
yeah.
times people can do
We've
things
seen
over.
that so many times in games. Like,
Yeah.
and the only reason why it's alive is because of the community. And okay, another thing, let's say the other reason why I started this show, right? And I wish I would have started it much earlier, and maybe it could have been a catalyst for a game like Anthem, you know, where we could still show the developers of Anthem, like, hey, there's still people out here that really enjoy this game and they really want to push you. But the problem with Anthem is that it started out rough. It was like, it was sold as what it wasn't. What they ended up selling us ended up not being what it was supposed to be, I
I couldn't
guess.
even tell you what I couldn't even tell you.
What they previewed at the whatever GCX or whatever they call it, where they show off a bunch of video games that are coming, but what they showed there, it wasn't what eventually came out, and they had horrible like load times, and it was just ridiculous. And I feel so bad because Anthem was a really good game. If you could get past like the load screen and all that kind of stuff, and you got out into the world and started adventuring, shooting shit and everything, dude, that game was so good. It was like it had like, it's so sad. I wish somebody could have picked it up. Like another developer could be like, hey, let's pick this up and actually fix it, because there's potential here. Like, I think Anthem could have actually been a competitor to Destiny, to be honest.
I think the reason being is because people don't. One, I think companies don't want to have what happened with, and I love. I preface this. I love this game. I've played it since day one. I've maxed out at least 3 characters, and I've no lifed it to the day I died, and I will always love it, even though it's basically dead. Star Wars Battlefront 2. They did not want a Star Wars Battlefront 2 situation where basically they have to rebuild the game from the ground up again while it's already out, take things out of it. But by that point, the only people that are left is just the diehards. And yeah, we're still playing, but it's like a couple thousand, like 2,000 people playing a game, keeping it alive.
It's like trying to go back and play like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 right now. Like, you hook up your old system and try to play that. It's not happening. Like, there's like probably like maybe 1,000 people probably playing, maybe.
It's gonna be some dude that has like a scuff mic.
Half of them are hackers. It's like, oh my god, dude.
Dude sounds like he's in a wind turbine when he's gonna start talking to you and stuff. He's gonna be like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Bad luck.
So, well, anyways, I think we're pushing. We're almost to 2 hours, bro. Like, holy shit, this was actually really good. I really enjoyed this, and I really wanted to kind of show those who come across this what it could be, and hopefully we'll just build from here. Jay, you've been around. You've been on my show a few times in the past, so
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Every time I'm on, I want him here. If I'm gonna be a regular, I want him here every time. We're gonna shoot. I want him every time. I love just the dynamic. I love the dynamic.
Oh yeah.
What you mean I was silent the whole time?
That's the. It's not the things you're saying. It's the things you're not saying.
It's like the fact that you stayed quiet the whole time.
Like, yo, he has so many views. I know he does. He's just waiting.
Oh no. He's an old soul, so he doesn't give you all his secrets at once. So that's his mentality. But Jay does do his thing. I told him a long time ago that every time he's on, he gets to give us our daily dose of wisdom. So since we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show tonight. And so Jay, go ahead and kick us off with that real quick.
If you really think about it, life and a mushroom don't got too much in common. One gives you a pleasant surprise when you realize you ate them in the first place. The other one feels like a pain in the butt when it's ramming you up the ass with taxes. Amen.
Oh.
Yep. There's your daily dose of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. So
I feel enlightened, but at the same time I feel frightened.
He has that effect on people, so
Yeah, it happens.
all right, so world, I'd say go ahead, give your I'll let you have your final thoughts, and let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me at the World Eater at .youtube.com or at the World Eater -twitch.com. I probably messed that all up. You can find me at World Eater on Twitch or YouTube. Just type in the World Eater just X Eater. You'll find it, man. But
and you're talking eater as in like num 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 eater.
Yes,
yeah. Okay.
Like I eat
Yeah,
worlds.
you eat
We play
worlds.
fun games and we talk about lore sometimes of just different things I'm interested in. But I want to leave a final thought with all of you.
Go for it.
Sometimes life will get hard, and sometimes life will get rough. But you always have to remember, you could be dead, so it could be 10 times worse. So just like suck it up, move it along. Just like everybody's life's hard, and we're all gonna get through it together.
I mean, I would be fine with raw dogging death real quick.
We all gotta die at some point. We might as well just walk through life together.
Might as well make it quick.
Well,
All
I mean,
right.
I was hoping to not die yet. I was just saying. I was just.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I do appreciate you guys being here, being a part of my show. And world, dude, anytime you have a topic that you want to talk about, throw it my way, or you have a list of things that you like to talk about, let me know. And Jay, bro, you're always welcome here. So
Yeah.
So anytime you want to be a part of the show, if I see your name, I'm bringing you in. So
I'm just like a rare fairy at this point.
but you are, majestic. So that's the idea, right?
I give a perspective, and it happens.
So all right.
Whatever.
So, well, I'm going to head and close it out. But like I said, thank you guys for being here, and and we'll definitely be doing this again here very soon. Most likely tomorrow night is going to be. I think we'll probably talk a little bit about Candid or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, all right, gentlemen, you take it easy.
You as well, my man.
All right.
How'd your kids? How'd your wives?
Oh my god. All right. Now that's done and over with. All right. I really hope you guys enjoyed this round. This was a much longer stream compared to this is like almost 2 hours long. Jeez. But I really enjoyed my time. I hope you enjoyed yours. And I'm going to be reaching out to different people, and hopefully we could get different voices up in here, maybe even new faces. If this is something that you're interested in, be sure to hit me up. You can join my Discord. My Discord is in the link in the description. And if you want to be a guest on the show, where you would actually be a part of the entirety of the show, basically, just let me know, and we would actually get into like a chat call thing, and we would just kind of talk and kind of get to know each other. If you got any questions or anything, that would gives me an opportunity to answer them. But yeah, and hopefully we'll see you in here one day. So, but I think that's going to be it. I'm going to get the hell out of here. So until I see you Guardians again, y'all keep it classy.